If you've been watching the foreclosure headlines and you're now thinking that if you can find a bank-owned property or even a short sale, that would be the way to finally save a ton of money, well, it would be. So I want to share a few of the numbers and what you need to know today to make or break that short sale deal. Because they are coming back, not in the droves that we saw in 2008, but they're trickling in. In fact, I'm helping 3 buyers right now close in the next 30 days. However, it's not quite as sexy as it sounds based on like how many there actually are, where they are, and how you could chase one for 6 months and end up with nothing. So stick with me and you're going to know if the deal is real, exactly where to look for them this year, and the 5 things on how to get to actually win one. All right. Well, foreclosure filings did hit 227,548 in the first half of 2026. That's up 21% from a year ago. Now, bank repositions are up 23%. Short sales are following that, up to 16%. While those numbers sound big, it's really nothing like 2008 at all. In fact, in 2025, there were fewer than 30,000 short sales in total. That's 0.6% of every home sold. So they're rising, but they're rising off of the bottom. So if you're looking for them, the deals that exist are rare, and almost no one around you understands how a short sale even works anymore. And if you understand them, you're competing against almost no one. Now that's your edge. So here's the 5 things that every buyer needs to know before chasing a short sale in today's market. The first one is, what is a short sale? Well, I'm going to share. It's when the seller owes more on their home than it's worth. Now, their bank has to agree to accept a payoff that's short of the full balance that's owed to them to let the sale go through. Now, that seems simple on the front end, but the part that seems most tongue-in-cheek about the whole idea of a short sale is that the short is all about the money, nothing about the timeline. And the bigger thing that most buyers and their agents don't realize is that you're not even negotiating with the seller. I mean, the seller signs, but it's the bank's loss mitigation department that has final say on the price. You're not haggling across the kitchen table. You're making a case to a committee at a bank that's taking a financial loss, and they want certainty. So that changes everything about how you approach the offer. Now, the second point is where the deals are. The distress is mostly concentrated. Right now, Florida leads. Lakeland alone has short sales at 6.7% of their listings. Miami, Tampa, Phoenix, and Houston are the other hot spots. I mean, the reason for those hot spots is the thin equity, especially in government-backed loans. I mean, FHA and VA buyers who put little to no money down, or buyers using down payment assistance, especially in markets where values have softened. Now, those owners have the highest risk of going underwater. Now, the third part is the one that kills most of these deals, and that's time. Short sales are long waits. Getting the bank to approve a short sale payoff routinely takes 60 to 120 days. Sometimes it takes 6 months or more. The average foreclosure nationwide is running 563 days. Now, the average short sale is 3 to 6 months, start to finish, because those files move so slowly by nature. You're dealing with the bank. Now, here's where buyers can get hurt. If your rate lock is 45 to 60 days and the bank approval takes 4 months, your lock is going to blow up. Then you relock into whatever rate exists at that time, which, as you can imagine, with today's volatility, could be higher. And your payment goes with it. So you have to plan as a short sale buyer to either pay for a longer lock, pay for extensions, or risk the not knowing the rate until further down the line. The timeline for closing is not negotiable. You don't get to put it on a contract. The bank moves when the bank moves. Now, point 4, and this is where a lender like myself who has experience matters. Can you finance these, or are they cash only? And absolutely, you can finance them. You can buy a short sale with an FHA, with a VA, or conventional. It is absolutely not cash only. The catch, however, is the condition. Now, these homes are often sold as is, and they can be neglected or even stripped. And FHA and VA appraisers are stricter on minimum property standards than conventional. Now, a home that doesn't meet those standards won't close on a government-backed loan without repairs, possibly not even on a conventional. Now, one option that most buyers don't even think about is a renovation loan. An FHA 2 or 3K or a conventional home style loan can roll that purchase price and the repairs into one mortgage. So if you find that $350,000 short sale that needs $30,000 worth of work, instead of needing that $30,000 in cash on top of your down payment, the renovation loan, it finances both. So you can get the deal and the repaired home. In fact, it puts you in a phenomenal equity position. So you match the pre-approval to the property's condition before you write the offer. Make sure you know what loan product you're going in with. And then going back to the previous point, make sure you know how long you need the rate lock for. Now, the fifth point is probably the biggest. The most important is being fully pre-approved. Now, the bank approving the short sale is taking a loss. Remember that. What they want more than anything else is certainty that the deal will close. A rock-solid pre-approval with proof of funds for any gap can beat a slightly higher offer from a shaky buyer. Certainty in this matter wins. And don't lowball. I've had this question a lot, which is why I'm doing more of them. The bank orders its own valuation. It's often a broker price opinion, and it's not going to accept an offer far below it. So offer what the comps support, backed by strong financing, and you're going to be the buyer that they're going to pick. Now, one of my long-term clients, Maria, she went short sale shopping in Tampa, Florida, right? So since I'm licensed in 43 states, I've been able to work with her as she's moved around. She's got a 700 credit score, and we fully pre-approved her. We got all of her documents in place. She found a short sale listed at $340,000. Now, it needed some work. It had been a little bit in disrepair. Comparable homes, especially fixed up nearby, were selling closer to $400,000 or even slightly over. Now, she offered $355,000 for it. Now, that was not a low ball, still a good deal on her end. She knew the bank would order its own BPO, and she didn't want to lose it because once she did the work, she knew she was going to gain equity. After talking through her options, she decided not to lock until we got the bank short sale approval. That saved her money. The rates, although volatile, have been relatively flat. It did take 3.5 months. Could you imagine the stress? She closed roughly $45,000 under market when all was said and done. Instant equity on day one. Her patience, a pre-approval, plus a realistic offer beat any other offers on the same home. So stop waiting for 2008 to come back. It's not going to. There's no crash coming to rescue you, and there's no massive amount of short sales or foreclosures coming on the market. However, when you find one, you want to be prepared to move on it. If you want to find out more or you want to get pre-approved, start with my team. The link's right below. We know how short sales work, we know the timelines, and we know what you need to do to get approved in order to buy one. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next video. I'm Nicole Ruth with the Ruth team, and I'll see you next time.